Okay, last week we studied shapes. We studied about geometric shapes like rectangles and trapezoids and all those. And we also studied organic shapes. On Friday, we learned how to make organic shapes using an online vector program called Vectr. And I think you guys did a pretty good job for the most part making the organic shapes. Again, the pen tool does take a little bit of time to get used to. So today we're going to talk about silhouette and learn how to make one. So what is a silhouette? Well, I'm sure you guys have seen silhouettes many, many times before. But basically, it's an organic shape, and usually it's in all black, right? So if we take a look at these two silhouettes here, we can tell right away that they're, the headshots, the upper part of two young ladies. Okay, we can tell all that just by looking at these two organic shapes. Again, if we look at this one here, we can tell it's probably a family outside, maybe in their backyard or maybe in the graveyard, and it looks like they might be planting a tree. And it's probably in the 1700s. So again, we can tell that there's trees that looks like some kind of tombstone or a statue, and that there's people there, and even the way they dress just by the silhouette. So, a silhouette is very important in art, and it's usually the first thing we see. It's how we recognize people and animals and anything, just the outline, that silhouette. So today we're going to make an animal silhouette. Again, right here, I can look at these animals and I can tell right away what they are, right? I can see a horse, a crocodile, a squirrel, a lion, an elephant. It's so easy to get just that information, even though there's no details, even though there's no color in there, okay? So the first thing you need to do is you need to find a picture. So I put in a Google search for side view dog, and I already found an image that I like and downloaded it. So I think we already went over how to do that before. If you need to, you can ask me again though. And I want you to find a picture, not a cartoon. I want you to find a picture if possible, okay? It can be a full body of a dog or a cat or whatever you like. Or you can just do the head, that's fine too, all right? The head of a cat or the head of a deer, it's up to you. All right, so once you found your picture, you're going to go to Vectr, right? www.vectr.com, and you're going to open up a new file, okay? Now, on the left-hand side where the tools are, underneath the rectangle, rounded rectangle, ellipse, pen tool, pencil tool, text tool, there is upload image, this little cloud with an arrow there. So you're going to upload image, and you're going to choose the image that you downloaded, and you're going to put it in there, okay? I'm going to go ahead and click on my image and lock it. So hopefully I won't, mess with the image. I'm just going to do the pen tool over the image, okay? So what do we do? Well, we take the pen tool, and you can start anywhere you want. And you're going to basically just outline the animal. You can add curves when necessary. That's fine. I remember it's just click and drag. Okay. When it calls for straight lines, then you can make straight lines as well. Okay. And I'll tell you how to go in and adjust it later on. Oops. What did I do there? Okay. Remember, if you make a mistake, that's okay. Just press Control Z, and that's fine. Okay. So I'm going to go around this dog. And again, where there's straight lines, I'm going to make a straight line. Okay. Where there's curves, I'm going to make a curve. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not expecting you to be perfect with it. But I do want you to understand, number one, what a silhouette is. And number two, I want you to get a little more practice with the pen tool. I'm not expecting you to be experts with the pen tool at all. But it is useful. And tomorrow, I'm going to show you how to make an animal character using Vectr. So I do want you to be able to use the pen tool. Go slow. You don't need to go at a very fast pace, okay? Remember, you're making the outline here. And if you want to add like a lot of little dots, right? A lot of little points, that's fine too. Okay. Experiment, see what you can do with the pen tool. All right. But this is where it excels at, is making organic shapes. Okay. I'm just going to try to get the outline here as best as I can. But I'm going to show you how to edit it as well once we finished the basic outline. And once you get more practice with using the pen tool, you're going to understand where you should make curves and where it should be straight line. Okay, so I have that there. All right, I have my outline. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put that in black. Okay. So that's not bad. I mean, that's pretty good. But let's say I wanted to fix a few parts. Okay. Well, I can always just double click on here and you can see all those points. Okay. So I can go in, I can zoom in a little bit and I can try to fix where these points go. Okay. So if I just click on that and drag, I can drag that point. Okay. Now, if I want to adjust the curves here, what I have to do is click on that and move this. Okay. But what if I'm moving this and that moves up like that? I don't want to do that. So I have to use either control or shift. Okay. Control, then that means I can just control this one. I know it's a little difficult to see, but only one part of it. Okay. So I click on this little dot connected to the red line, click on that, and then press Control at the same time and hold Control, and then I can adjust just that half. So this half of the curve, okay? So once again, I come here and I press Control, and I can do it that way, okay? And I can scroll down, and I can choose any point that I want, and I can adjust it, okay? If you look down here, you can scroll out. So you see, this is so pointy here, right? That doesn't really make any sense. So I can double click on one of those points and I can adjust it like that as well. Okay. All right. So I'll come in here and this is a bit too straight for my liking. So I'm going to double click on that point and move it. Okay. I'm also going to make it a curve instead. Okay. I'm going to move this, move it around to where I like it, and just move points around. Okay. Now again, this doesn't have to be perfect, all right? But I do want you to try and make it kind of decent. All right, so let's say I'm happy with this outline here. I can go back to the image, right? If you see this path, the path is your silhouette and the image is the image below it. So I can right click on that and remove, and I'm left with just my silhouette of the dog, right? So then after that, I'm going to, once again, export it If I choose SVG, that's okay, but I think all you need to do is use the JPG. I think that'll be easier to download. The SVG is something you can edit again if you want. So if I were you, I would save it that way and also send me a JPG. Okay. Just keep the JPG on your Chromebook for now. Keep it on your Chromebook, and I'll tell you what to do with that later. Right. So give this a try. It'll take a little bit of time, but have fun and see if you can make an animal silhouette.